Swiss web design. It's simple, minimal, and sometimes a little abstract, but it works. Here's why. Some of the most successful websites and companies adopt at least one of three key principles of Swiss design. Did you know that Helvetica actually means Swiss in Latin and was created in, you guessed it, Switzerland? It has become one of the most widely used fonts for minimalism, but the impact of Swiss design doesn't stop there. The Swiss don't just make good watches, how do they also make great websites? This video covers the three principles of Swiss web design, looking at its history, culture, and psychology, why Swiss design works for users, designers, and developers, and how it underlies today's most successful websites. Imagine this. You're a starving artist in 1890 in Paris, and you head to a bar to drink away your student loans. Next to the bartender, you see some artwork. They might look something like this. Art Nouveau is a popular style in 1900s Paris that features elegant curves, ornamental design, and female figures. Fast forward to 1920s, your art career is getting better, and you travel to Germany, where things start to get a little abstract. The Bauhaus movement in Germany, featuring geometric shapes in red, yellow, and blue, emphasizes utility, function, and gets rid of unnecessary ornamentation. After World War II, we see the emergence of order and rationality. This directly translated into design, where we see the move away from Art Deco to a more structured, simple design. At the same time, these other styles became popular. Constructivism in Russia and the style in the Netherlands. And from this, we see the birth of the Swiss style. POV, you're at a baby shower. Oh, what a cute baby. I'll teach him how to draw squares. Are you joking? He obviously first has to learn how to use red, yellow, and blue. No, but cubes are important. Honey, no, colors have to come first. Stop. Can you guys just stop fighting and let the kid do both? So, what are the three principles of Swiss web design? Number 1, simple layout. Under Swiss design lies undeniably good user experience. A key feature is the grid system, a method to effectively categorize content. Take a look at this.
This methodical arrangement of elements is especially important in complex layouts such as magazines, brochures, and websites, where clarity and readability are paramount. One of the key advantages to using a grid system is that it allows for flexibility within a structured framework. Designers can experiment with different alignments and placements while ensuring that the overall design remains cohesive. This balance between structure and flexibility is a hallmark of Swiss design.
And to enhance the sense of simplicity, Swiss design is very particular with its typography. Again, Helvetica, among many other sans serif fonts, are used to make sure that content is legible, allowing space to emphasize what matters. Then we see the use of geometric shapes, which convey messages in both an abstract and clear kind of way. The second principle of Swiss web design is what I like to call the no BS navigation. Don't let your users dig for information. The grid system divides content into rows and columns, which makes navigation extremely intuitive. You can almost divide things without using lines. Swiss design can be encapsulated in two phrases: less is more and form follows function. Include only what is necessary on the web page. This could be having fewer layers in your information hierarchy, or simply using an already expanded menu opposed to a hamburger menu, if you don't have too many pages, of course. And guess what? This simplicity is backed up by psychological research. A 2022 study analyzed up to 13,000 web pages to find what's most aesthetic. And they do this with this fancy algorithm. From the results, there were two interesting findings. Number 1, the T-shaped regions of the web page are key regions in the web page design. And number 2, this is the big guy. Web pages with relatively little information are more likely to be favored by users. Of course, as we know, culture impacts this, and we cannot generalize the findings of this study to all cultures, but this does kind of explain why Swiss web design works so well. The third principle is the efficient Swiss culture. Let me explain. The Swiss style is extremely efficient. Why? To find out, let's fly out to Switzerland. This efficiency started with their transportation system. The Swiss live in mountains, wide lands, and environments that no other country experience. Yet, it has one of the best road and railway networks in the world, partly because they figured out a way to get energy from nature. If you want a deep dive into this, I cited the video source below. Essentially, they made great use of their existing resources, and it's genius. Why is efficiency so ingrained in Swiss culture? Well, it began with their education system.
Vocational training is deeply entrenched in the Swiss culture. What this means is that as part of their education, the students from an early age assume responsibilities and are faced with practical problems in a work environment. This is part of the reason why the Swiss vocational training system is widely regarded as one of the best in the world.
Tell me why I should care. Why does Swiss web design work for users, designers, and developers? Well, for users, let's say one day you got very hungry and you go to Panda Express. Hi, how can I help you? Yeah, so the other day, 5 pandas came here and ate all of our menus, but we do have the online copy on our website. You go on Google, type in Panda Express, click on the first link, go to their website. Extra dollars for hungry scholars! You don't care because you're hungry, so you scroll down, see the food, click on food, pick a random location because you just want to see the darn menu. Panda rewards! Again, you don't care because your stomach is growling. You exit the pop-up, sign up later. At this point, you're not even hungry anymore. And you finally see the names of the menu items. A Swiss web designer, on the other hand, would get rid of all the fluff and put the menu front and center on the page. Because half the time, that's what visitors of this website are doing, trying to find the menu. Of course, it's not to say that these other pages of pandaexpress.com are not valuable, but Swiss web design would urge them to start with what matters most and go from there. In this case, the hungry user would be happy because finding the menu was quick and a good user experience. And this focus on a good user experience is not just in website design. Check out Swiss money.
Swiss money doesn't obey the rules. First of all, it's f***ing vertical. Most currencies like the dollar, euro and yen opt for a landscape design, but Switzerland is the exception.
Swiss money expands vertically because a New York Times study showed that most people exchange bills while standing, so it's intuitively easier to hold and read a bill vertically. This is also good for visually impaired people because different sizes make it easier to sort through. And this translates into website design. The Swiss would ask, what is the most legible, the most clear, and straightforward way to present content? Let's emphasize readability to make things more accessible. And with simpler designs, it's oftentimes easier to develop. Less information means fewer databases. Having a simple website architecture means a simple backend structure, which could mean simpler code. Here are some websites that employ Swiss design. First, Apple, known for chucking their products on the page front and center. But for the nerds who want to learn more, Apple employs a grid system layout to make sure that info is presented clearly, using sans serif font and lots of white space. Speaking of grids, Notion loves grids. The table view is one of their most popular features that users use to organize their life. And finally, how does Google use Swiss design? Remember the no BS navigation principle. There's a reason why Google has kept the same search layout all those years. The last thing they would do is hide all of these links behind expandable menus and make the user's life miserable. Finally, we see Swiss design in the everyday. Take, for instance, New York City metro signs. The iconic font and symbols make it easy for New Yorkers to get around in the bustling city. As famous producer Rick Rubin says, it's helpful to view currents in the culture without feeling obligated to follow the direction of their flow. Swiss web design shines with the principles that it follows, but what matters more are the rules it breaks. Back when it differed from the Art Nouveau style, people were skeptical, but now we love it. So, which design rule shall you break next?